Welcome back, tuning into today's video. It's Monday on GazWeatherViz.com, which can mean only one thing. Yes, it's Europe Day. Every Monday at GazWeatherViz.com, we have a look at the European outlook. I've been a bit tardy with doing the European outlook since the last month, but I brought it back last week, and we're doing another one this week. Hopefully we'll do it every Monday now for the rest of summer and beyond into the autumn and winter as well. Before I go on with the video page, I want to mention the advertising. There's keyword ads on all my pages at GazWeatherViz.com. Green links are provided through the words, and if you right cursor over those green words, you'll see ads come up. If you click through those ads and go to the advertiser's website, you will be supporting GazWeatherViz.com by doing it, and thanks very much for doing it. Well, the heat is really going to be on this week across the continent. It's going to be a really hot week for many parts of Europe, particularly Central Europe, where I think Central Eastern parts of Europe could see those temperatures getting up to maybe 38 degrees in some places, 100 Fahrenheit. It's going to be a really hot week coming up. There's also going to be some very violent thunderstorms as well, so a lot going on. Better get on with it. And this is the chart for today from the GFS model. The basic idea is that we've got high pressure ridging up to the north of Scotland and trying to come into Scandinavia, but we've got this very thundery low pressure system sitting over France and Spain. And on the eastern side of that low pressure, we're dragging up very, very warm air from the Mediterranean into central parts of Europe. So we have a look at the upper air temperatures. Well, look at this. Really hot temperatures there in the upper atmosphere across many central parts of Europe. The 20 Celsius ice band pushing up through parts of eastern France into Germany. Yes, some really high temperatures and very hot air associated with that. Much of Europe is hot. You have to go right up to the British Isles, up in towards Scandinavia to find the cool air, but many parts of the continent are going to be hot and very sultry today. Thunderstorms are going to be around in the Channel Islands, through into parts of France, down into the Pyrenees, into northern Spain, through the Bay of Biscay, and stretching out into the north of Portugal as well. Could be some really violent thunderstorms there. Many central parts of Europe, away from the Alps, actually having a lot of dry weather. And then we come back into showery conditions up over Scandinavia, where of course it's much, much cooler, and that stretches down in towards Scotland as well. Look at the dew points for today. The dew points reflecting the humidity in the atmosphere. I usually use these in the winter to show you how cold it is, but they can be useful for showing how humid it is in the summer. And we've got some really high dew points there across particularly France and into Germany. Yes, some very high dew points. Going to be really hot and sultry, sticky conditions across much of France into Germany through the course of today. Much of the continent actually with very high dew points. And look at this convective potential. This convective potential. My goodness, look at this. We've got some extraordinary convective potential going on there through parts of France into Germany. Now, we're not necessarily going to realise that convective potential, but my word, we really do have some stunning convective potential. There's some stunning cape going on today. Temperatures today, well, very hot scene across much of the continent, France into Germany. Temperatures up into the low to mid 30s Celsius, 90 Fahrenheit mark, going down in towards the southeast of Europe as well. Coming down in towards the Adriatic and through the Balkans, parts of Hungary, down in towards the Balkans. Yeah, we can see temperatures up into the mid 30s at least. That's well into the 90s Fahrenheit. It's a cooler scene up in the north, British Isles and Ireland. Really just seeing temperatures trying to scrape up towards the seasonal normal, as is as much as Scandinavia as well. But many of these central areas having a really hot day today. As we're moving through in towards the middle of the week, well, high pressure is building over Scandinavia then. We're pumping that heat northwards through these central portions of the continent. We've got this thundery low here in the west through the British Isles, probably down in towards France, into Germany as well. Could be really thundery there, but it's these central areas and down in towards the east and the southeast that's getting the really hot weather going on through the middle of the week. Look at the upper air temperatures. Oh my goodness, we're bringing the 15 Celsius for isotherm up into Denmark there, and many central parts of the continent seeing the upper air temperature getting up towards 20 Celsius at 850 HPA. That's really hot air stretching up into central parts of Europe. It's even warmed up a bit in the British Isles, not as hot as Perth, but it is warmer in the British Isles, and much of Scandinavia has turned warmer as well. But we're beginning to bring cooler air back in towards France and northern parts of Spain. But that heat in the central and eastern, southeastern portions of the continent really is very, very impressive. Look at the thunderstorm potential as we're going through into the middle of week, many western and central parts of the continent having the risk of significant thunderstorms, particularly through eastern France, going up in towards Germany, possibly up in towards the Low Countries and Denmark as well. And we could have some thunderstorms in the British Isles and around western parts of France, down in the Bay of Biscay as well. Up to the east and the northeast, it's actually mainly dry through Scandinavia, northeast parts of Europe, and it's dry through the Mediterranean and largely fine. The humidity, the dew points, well, going to be really humid across central portions of the continent through the middle of the week, and much of the continent very humid, very sultry, high dew points there, even getting up in towards the British Isles. Have to go right up towards Scotland and central and northern parts of Scandinavia and Sweden, Norway and Sweden I should say, to find the dew points still on the cool side. Convective potential, look at that convective potential through the middle of the week across Central Europe, absolutely stunning, stunning cake there, quite remarkable conditions through central portions of the continent in the middle of the week. Look at the temperatures as well through the middle of the week, easily up into the low to mid 30s through Germany, stretching down in towards the southeast of Europe, so really from Germany down through in towards parts of Hungary, on in towards the Balkans, down in towards Romania. We're seeing temperatures there anything from around 35, possibly up to 38, 39 degrees. That's up into the 100 Fahrenheit mark. 39 is actually 101 Fahrenheit, so very, very hot in the east and the southeast of the continent. It's turning cooler out in west, quite warm and humid for the British Isles, but it will be turning cooler from the west, I think, through the middle portions of the week as those thunderstorms gradually push eastwards. And then as we go into the end of the week, we find the heat and the storms moving away to the east. We've still got the high pressure up over Scandinavia, but we're bringing in a cooler, fresher air mass into the western central portions of the continent at the end of the week. So we see that the upper air temperatures are lowering across central parts of the continent. Very warm up over Scandinavia, though. That's from the legacy of the heat pushing up from the Mediterranean early in the week. That's the legacy under the high pressure over Scandinavia. But the real heat is actually becoming restricted down towards the southeast as we go into the end of the week, and it is turning cooler out in the west. Much of Germany, France, into the British Isles, it is cooling down through those western and central portions of the continent. The precipitation at the end of the week showing the thunderstorms really through the Alps and down in towards the southeast. The storms are easing off through France and Germany, the Low Countries and Denmark and British Isles as well, although we're bringing Atlantic weather systems into British Isles and threatening Norway as well as we're going into the end of the week. Mainly dry again through the Mediterranean away from the southeast. The dew points are lowering, so the humidity, the sultriness will be easing off, and the convective potential is becoming more confined to the southeast. Still have some convective potential for these central parts of the continent, but nowhere near as intense as earlier in the week. And as you'd expect, the temperatures are lowering. It's still a hot scene across much of the east of Europe, but the central and western areas, those temperatures are easing down. So that's it. We're looking at a really hot week this week across many parts of the continent. If you like the heat, it's going to be a good week for you. Baking hot really for many parts of Europe this week. Some intense thunderstorms as well, particularly through the middle of the week, where temperatures could be stretching up towards 100 Fahrenheit. Would you believe, across some central and southeastern parts of the continent. And then later on in the week, it does ease away that heat and humidity. Excuse me. The storms will ease off, and yeah, it should start to cool down a bit. That's it for now. I'm going to go off and have a drink of water. Enjoy the heat and the thunderstorms. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.